Roxanne. How do you deal with diet culture in the holidays?
Yeah, I think a big thing for me is taking time for myself and taking a break from social media if I need to, like literally putting down the phone, taking a walk, or doing something else by myself that really allows me that space and time to just be away from the messages that we get around holiday time and around the New Year's, especially with New Year's resolutions, like having to do with body and weight. Yeah.
They're everywhere during the holiday season. It's really hard to escape. And same, what I really try to do with social media especially is I try to filter what I see. I try to follow body positive sites. My personal favorite right now is The Militant Baker. She has a blog and a whole website with a bunch of resources for people who are dealing with eating disorders during the holidays, with body dysmorphia, with body image issues. And it's a lot of these resources that can connect you to a body positive community rather than just the diet culture that we see so prominently, especially that everyone's talking about.
April, how do you respond to family and friends when their New Year's resolution is to exercise and lose weight?
Yeah, that's really tough. What I try to do when I feel safe and when I feel comfortable is I try to just be honest with them. I try to say, hey, I really am not trying to focus on that right now. I want to be present with you. I want to enjoy the holiday season. And these are the ways I'm trying to enjoy it. And focusing on food and weight isn't really what I'm interested in. And if I don't feel safe doing that, another thing that's really helpful is the buddy system. If I'm going to a holiday gathering, I try to plan with somebody as my supporter, someone I can reach out to on the phone, someone I can talk to who's going to be there with me. That way, if something comes up like that that's really triggering, I have a safe home base to go to, and I don't have to hold it in and just, feel really triggered and anxious all on my own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Bringing somebody else in.
Yes, it's so important. Yeah. I think what I love about what you just shared is that it really brings it back to like leading by example and really showing my friends and family that like I get to choose what I focus on in the new year, and instead of telling someone what to do, what they should do, saying like you can't say that to me, although sometimes it's important to hold those boundaries with people.
Of course.
I think leading by example and just really having your own intentions for your own life can really allow other people to open their own minds about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what resolutions help you stay recovery focused?
Yeah, I think this year specifically I have a lot of resolutions around relationships and things that are not specifically about my body or weight, but just like how I want to be in the world and how I relate to other people. And so having resolutions around like how I communicate and how I show up for my friends and loved ones has been like huge for me this year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And really, really focusing on the insides, focusing on living our lives rather than the instrument and what it looks like is absolutely important. And I think for me, one of my recovery goals, especially this year, and I try to hold it every year, is sticking with my own personal treatment team, making sure that I'm not missing any appointments during the holiday season. I'm going to see my therapist, I'm staying connected to my recovery community, and I'm really working that even more so during the holidays because I understand how important my mental health is and how important it is for me to have that structure during a time that can be really vulnerable for a lot of people. So that's something that has been really, really helpful, is to make those goals, and I love what you said about really focusing on things like relationships, things that really, really matter with, the people that love us. Yeah,
that's beautiful. Thank you. So what coping skills do you use during holiday time?
Yeah, one of my main ones, I love taking quiet time for myself. It's really, really important for me personally, and I think a lot of people in recovery during the holidays is one of my favorites is journaling. I like to sit, and even if I don't want to sit and journal about what happened throughout my whole day, I like to sit and journal about a couple feelings, maybe do a really short meditation, just check in with what sensations am I feeling in my body. It could even be like a 5-minute check-in, but it's so crucial for me because I can drop down and really feel what's going on with me and what I might need. And a lot of the times it's some calmness. My personal favorite thing to do is go on YouTube and really quickly grab a quick 5-minute, 10-minute guided meditation. And that can really help me calm down. Also, again, staying connected to community.
Yes.
So crucial. And going to groups, reaching out to people who I feel safe with, and processing things that feel really triggering. You know, especially holiday food. I mean, holiday food can be a real big one. And so that's something that I try to really process and keep up with, you know, thoughts that I'm having around holiday food, and have a safe person to talk about those thoughts with.
Yeah, I love what you said about community. That's a huge one for me. You know, like having my chosen family and really spending time with them and processing things with them, especially if like blood family, there's a lot of tension with. Like having my chosen family there is so important for me.
Exactly.
In moving through those things. Yeah. Another huge one for me is like singing in the shower, because singing, I love singing, and that's always been helpful for me. And I think like taking a hot shower just helps me just like cleanse my day, and have solo time for myself and just like have that peace. And so singing in the shower is another huge coping skill of mine.
So Roxanne, how do you respond to friends or family commenting on your body or weight during the holiday season?
Yeah, this is a huge one. I think what comes to mind for me is that it's contextual, that it really depends on my relationship to those people at any given moment, you know, and how often I'm going to be seeing them. So if it's someone in my family that I'll see maybe once a year, I'll really think about, is it worth it to set this boundary with this person, and really like delve into all of the things that I'm dealing with, and it may not be, you know, if it's someone that I don't see that often, I may just use my coping skills that I have and lean on my support system to get through the feelings that are coming up for me around those triggers. And if it is someone that I'm going to see a lot of the time, then I may just really have some solid boundary setting with them, and be real about what's happening for me, and educate them in a way that's going to be supportive long term. Yeah,
definitely. And I think just adding to what you're saying is sometimes we have friends or family that are really triggering, and they sacrifice our mental health. And I think that there's a lot of pressure to see those people during the holidays. And so it's really important to know too that if it feels unsafe to not set a boundary, or to set a boundary, then you know, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go to that holiday gathering if it feels like your mental health is going to suffer from it. You do not have an obligation. Your family loves you, your friends love you, the good ones will understand, and you know, and you can take care of yourself. That's what really is really important. No holiday party, no holiday food is worth, you know, your self-worth, or, you know, really sacrificing that mental health. And again, that really goes with sticking with your treatment team, going to your appointments, talking to your friends, talking to your community, and really working those things with the people you feel safe doing it with.
So for you, what books, movies, or messages do you rely on for supporting body positivity? Yeah,
there's a few books that I've discovered online, actually. I've gotten really involved with the body positive community on Instagram, and they've really connected me to so many of these wonderful writers and poets and people who are promoting positive body image and going against diet culture, especially during the holiday season. And one of my favorite books I'm reading right now is called The Body Is Not an Apology by Sonia Renee Taylor. And it really does this amazing job of celebrating all bodies and of educating of how bodies are discriminated against. And once you have that information and have that education, it's so invaluable, because it helps you to not judge yourself so much when you have these really harsh thoughts. Another book that I'm reading that I'm loving is Body Positive Power by Megan Jane Crabb, and she is Body Posy Panda on Instagram, and she has such positive recovery oriented posts, and she has a blog as well, and both of her books are just absolutely wonderful. So those were a really great start.
Yeah, and I love that, I learned about those books through you too, and how we share information. It's so important to be connected to other people and your support system, and really like sharing those recovery oriented resources can really make the difference for the holiday season.
Thank you so much for watching and for listening, and we hope that you have an amazing and enjoyable holiday season.
We're really excited for our upcoming workshop, Recovery Resolutions, on January 6th, and we really hope you'll join us. We'll be delving into more of these topics deeper.